UK, businesses are buying around 75,000 tonnes of IT and communications equipment. They're buying that quantity every year, and every year they're disposing a similar amount.
We generate about 27 tonnes of waste coming from laptops, mobile phones and data servers in any given year.
That equates to a lot of procurement activity and a lot of end-of-life waste to manage.
Our preferred laptop has an impressive set of credentials. It's light-weighted, so it's using fewer materials. It has 85% recycled plastic in it, so we're encouraging demand for secondary materials markets. It has a robust shell to the outside of it, which means it's more durable, and it's been designed so that the parts inside it can be easily disassembled. That means it's easier to repair and for us to keep in use for longer, or it also means it's easier to recoup all the materials that are inside it once it's no longer needed. There are also environmental issues associated with IT hardware. Some of it is about the minerals and the metals which are used to make them. The manufacturing of the materials that are used and the manufacturing of the laptops and the phones themselves also is quite intensive from an energy and a water point of view. If you can reuse and recycle them, it's better for sustainability.
There's also the hazardous chemicals in the products that they're discarding, and those can cause issues downstream in an environmental sense. If companies aren't disposing of their assets in the right way, the main risk is that they have a data breach and they can be liable under law for the loss of that data.
We set up a programme with two different companies, Tier 1 and S2S, to recover the laptops and the phones once our people no longer use them and they're out of warranty.
This is Tier 1's operation facility. PwC's old laptops come here, and then we remove all of the data, we refurbish them, report on them, resell and generate revenue. It's far better to reuse than recycle. Recycle is good, but it's expensive and it takes a lot of energy. We can remove data on 500 systems at a time. We use a piece of software called Blanco that's government approved. Once it has been erased, we then send the report automatically onto the servers, and all of that links in to our asset management database.
Because they track and trace each and every item, and they can make sure it gets reused responsibly or recycled properly if that's the best option.
What we will then do is make the laptops ready for resale. So we'll put them through a high-quality refurbishment process to give an out-of-box new experience, even though it's second-hand product. We want them to open that box up and go, wow.
This is the S2S facility in Rotherham, South Yorkshire, for all our corporate clients, which obviously includes the mobile phones that we collect and recycle for PwC. So, first and foremost, Aidan, our head technician, would take each device and test them to establish working from non-working.
We either test and clean and return it to them, or we can resell it for them and return the revenue back to PwC.
We can data wipe those devices and give PwC certificates stating that process has been done. The most important thing is obviously looking to reuse as many devices as we possibly can. The reuse rate over the last 2 years of the mobile phones and tablets is at 93%.
Any phone that can't be reused is granulated to make sure that it's completely destroyed.
These are a mixture of mobile phones and hard drives. No data is ever going to be obtained from those particles.
We can recover the aluminium, the plastic, the copper, the circuit boards in there. We can recover everything and recycle it.
100% of our IT is either reused or recovered. So nothing goes to landfill, nothing goes to incineration.
The main environmental benefit of reusing these assets is that obviously someone can use the device again. It means you haven't got to make another laptop, you haven't got to extract those raw materials, and you don't need to incur the environmental impacts of making another one.
It also has social benefits alongside those which are more easily recognised.
We've developed recycling workshops with a local Category B prison. We're providing an NVQ in recycling as they go through that programme. We're giving them meaningful work. When we actually then sell the components that come out of the computers, we're donating part of our profits to a charity, the charity that we use for long-term unemployed recruitment in Tier 1 as well.
The most compelling reason to do it is because it's revenue generating.
The cost of the service is covered, and in many cases more than covered, by the resale value of the product that we're bringing in.
We estimate that we make about £500,000 a year by refurbishing and reselling just our laptops.
I think the one takeaway from this example is the positive value that PwC is getting for the assets. It's meeting its compliance objectives, but it's actually showing how much money that is worth.
The message is get involved in recycling, avoid sending things to landfill. Let's create some revenue.
I think the key thing is that it's not too hard. You need to be innovative, you need to partner with the right organisations and be open-minded about it.